I am so grateful for the work of God in my life. My story is one of just great gratitude to God changing me, from the inside out very significantly. I grew up in a Christian home, went to church, and I had a good knowledge of the Bible. But, when I got to university, I didn't know it, but I really wasn't living it. It wasn't in my heart. I had lots of knowledge in my head, but it hadn't gone in. And when I first started coming to TVC, which was actually later on at my time in university, um, I started leading one of the youth small groups, and it had people like Will and Matty Horner and guys like that in there, and Josh, and this great group of guys. And I got in there, and I suddenly realised that their relationship with God was very different and much richer than mine was, even though I thought I knew all the answers. And actually became very aware that I was Christian on the outside, but actually what came out of me and what was inside was proud and super competitive in an unpleasant way, and not great. And went through this period of really searching God, asking what have they got that what I haven't got, and struggling with the Holy Spirit, and that the nature of having a relationship with the Holy Spirit was not something I really had caught hold of up to that point. And then one night, I remember being in Mazzino, the block of flats in Stockton, right when it was first built, right at the top, in my room, and I just realising actually that a key barrier to me encountering God fully and having Him fully in my life was me and my pride, and I was a massive barrier, and I just repented, and I said I was sorry, and I wanted to know the Holy Spirit, I wanted to know Him as a friend. And there and then I had an incredible encounter, and I literally had this experience of like a load of stuff in my head dropping towards my heart, and all of a sudden stuff started happening. I was reading the Bible like I'd never read it before, and it was touching my heart, and I was so much more touched by worship. I mean, I'd always said when I came to TVC, I used to wait for the worship to stop to get to the good bit, meaning the preach, because I just I didn't connect with the worship. Well, that absolutely transformed. I mean, I'm in the worship team now. Fell in love with worshipping God, fell in love with the Word in a new way, in a way I felt God speaking to me. About 2 weeks after this, I was just cooking with gas. No one really massively knew. Pete Conroy rang me up out of the blue and asked me if I wanted to go door knocking, and I went, and it was powerful. And I ended up seeing people saved on a train journey when I went to visit somebody, and ended up in India within a few months. And saw some incredible stuff out there, and God just immediately transformed me, and that's just the journey I've been on ever since, really. Just discovering day after day just this incredible transformation of God, speaking into my life, revealing stuff to me, and it's just been amazing, and has totally shaped me. The person I was is not the person I am now, and everybody should be very glad about that. A whole number of areas of my life that I was softened in. When I became an elder, one of the areas I was most concerned about, is when I was reading about it being like a father. I wasn't a father at the time when I became an elder, and I remember thinking, I just, how can I really be a father to these people and care for them? I mean, God did something in me, gave me an absolute heart and a passion to know people and to connect with people that wasn't me. You know what? It wasn't. I was, not that way. I wasn't good at, following people up and stuff like that. It just wasn't me. And God has shifted something in me, and the growth in my life now totally makes me want to see the growth in other people's lives. I meet up with a few people, and, just recently big on reading the Bible, all the way through with a guy who's been a Christian, a year or so, and, going through it from beginning to end. And as we've been going through, just every week when we meet up, he's sort of saying, I saw this, and I know God's speaking to me. I'm like, yeah, He is speaking to you. Speaking to me. This is amazing. Just realising it all over again. That God shapes me, and He's changed me, and that He shapes and changes other people. And for me, it's just one of the most encouraging things that He's, transforming my life, and He's transforming other people's lives in and through my life and with me, and I get to co-work with Him. I just think it's an incredible privilege. Yeah. So I am just hugely grateful to God that He encountered me and that He shaped me, and He continues to shape me on a daily basis. And Rachel will tell you, I still need a bit of shaping. But yeah, He's doing it. Bless you guys. Have a great day.